I'm Kate Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic book show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we are taking a closer look at the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 795. What happens when the wall crawler comes face to face with Loki, the new Sorcerer Supreme? Well, let's hop on in together and find out, shall we? Alrighty then, so as we join the comic, we see Peter Parker has finally moved off his ex-girlfriend's couch and into a small broom closet of his very own. Pete admits loudly to himself that this could be taken as backsliding in his life, only he thinks he's actually slidden back even further to where he was before he was a CEO. But hey, at least he's got a good job at the Bugle, right? Something to help pay the rent and keep him in web fluid through this harsh winter. However, when Pete does make it into the office, his day is thrown for a loop when a Raven shows up with a note like this was frickin' Game of Thrones or something. It would seem that our hero's current run of Parker luck has not gone unnoticed. His current miserable situation has caught the eye of none other than Loki, the god of mischief and now current Sorcerer Supreme of Earth. Needless to say, Spider-Man is pretty shocked to see someone he knows to be a villain have such an important job, especially when his own friend Stephen Strange is now essentially out of a gig and out of his house no less. Loki says that he got the job more or less fair and square and that he does intend to actually do the work that comes with being Sorcerer Supreme. Why, the ice giant Sun goes even a step further by saying he wants to use his newfound power to square an old debt with Spider-Man, and this is a real thing from an old Straczynski story like 300 issues ago. Loki says that Peter only needs to say the word and he will use his amazing power to turn back the clock to whenever he wants. Hey, back when he was at his richest. Why, he'll even retain all his memories and be able to play out the situation with the knowledge that he now has. Spider-Man's not an idiot though, he knows Loki can't be trusted, and furthermore, messing with time and space is a terrible idea. Why, even Doctor Strange told him that. He even says he can't shake the feeling that at some point in his life he made a bad deal with some sort of entity like Loki and he's been paying for it ever since. Oh my, Dan Slott just referenced One More Day. And hey, if you love references, they keep on coming. You see, while hanging out in the Sanctum Sanctorum, Spider-Man ends up knocking over a jar filled with a bunch of killer hell wasps. Loki even says a mere mortal shouldn't be able to break that jar, but then again, Spider-Man is no mere mortal, is he? He's a spider totem. The two form an uneasy alliance and take to the street to try and recapture the hell wasps. This is easier said than done, and while they don't manage to get poisoned by them, a bunch of poor innocent bystanders do. Why, just to really dial up the whole personal drama, Aunt May and Mockingbird just so happen to be eating lunch in a restaurant in the path of the bug's attack. Spider-Man blames himself for the people who will undoubtedly die of hell wasp poisoning, but Loki says, hey, it's an easy fix, just use your favor and I'll rewind time so you don't knock the thing over. It's also a very rare spell and you only get one use of it, so you better decide. Begrudgingly, Spider-Man agrees. The people are saved and he decides to go and make that lunch date with his aunt and his ex. Why, geez, Loki ended up being really helpful this issue, didn't he? It's almost as if he set up this whole scenario in the first place so Spider-Man would burn through his favor. I mean, if he didn't, Peter could very easily have asked Loki to relinquish his new job as Sorcerer Supreme back to Steven. But, you know, I mean, it's not like there's something horrible coming for him very soon that he could use a god wish on. Nothing like, oh, I don't know, Norman Osborn fusing himself with the very unpredictable Carnage symbiote. Oh no, wait, that absolutely is happening as the comic ends. So that was Spider-Man, everybody, and while I did enjoy this story as a fun little one and done with some nice callbacks, I don't exactly know why it's considered part of this Red Threat arc that's going on. I mean, Carnage Osborn only really showed up at the end, but hey, you know what? That's what it was. Much with the last couple issues, there's definitely a feeling of Dan Slott kind of turning things down, settling old scores, and even wrapping up old plot lines from other writers. The thing everyone is buzzing about, and rightly so, is that they actually mentioned the events of One More Day, something they really don't do. Or at least not that often. Maybe this represents some sort of change for the better at Marvel editorial, but hey, who knows. They're also really putting over Donny Cates' new Doctor Strange run with Loki as Sorcerer Supreme. I feel like I should go out and buy that one right away
Bye now. Overall, I think I'd feel comfortable giving this one a 7.5 out of 10. It was fun, I enjoyed myself. So that was Amazing Spider-Man, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, be sure to take a closer look at some of these other videos I've been working on. Then you can follow me on social media at Cape Joel, so you always know what new videos are coming out next. And hey, if you're looking for a great deal on comic book trades, check out my book depository link down in the description. Not only will you get a great deal and not have to pay for shipping, but you'll be helping me out at the same time, which is always nice. So until next time, everyone, this has been Cape Joel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again next time. Bye-bye.